So I'm really proud of our players for the way they competed in the game. This was obviously a tough game, and I thought the defense, did an outstanding job of only giving up 3 points, and that was after a turnover that gave them good field position. So a lot of guys really played well, pressured the quarterback pretty well, didn't give up a lot of explosive plays, so kept them off the board. And I know that we struggled a little bit on offense. We ran the ball fairly well, much better in the second half than we did the first. But I'm really proud of our players for the way they competed in the game. I need to do a better job of getting them ready to play in games like this, and we're a little flat in the beginning, but after the rain delay, I thought we competed better in the game, and I want our players to be happy about the fact that they won and enjoy it for 24 hours. I know we got the SEC coming up next week, and obviously we got a lot of things to fix, and we'll work on it, but we've actually had 4 touchdowns, negated this year because of penalties. Kickoff return today, touchdown run today, 2 last week. So all these things add up to just how much consistency and how well do you play, how many points do you score. So we need to fix all those things, and we're certainly going to work on it. And I know you're going to ask me about quarterback, but we're going to evaluate the quarterbacks that played today and evaluate Jalen Milroe in terms of how he played and decide, this week who gives us the best opportunity to be successful as an offensive team, and that's the way we'll go. So, but I'm proud of our players. I'm proud of the way they competed in the game. Talk about having your back against the wall, quite a bit. And guys came through when they needed to. It was a great drive with 6 minutes and 29 seconds to go in the game. I challenged the offensive line and said, don't give them the ball back. Take the clock and the game. And that's exactly what they did, and I thought they dominated the line of scrimmage. And we got in some closed formations because they were giving us so much edge pressure and giving us negative plays. And, we had a couple guys miss the game today. Jaheim Otis had an ankle injury, so he should be okay. K-Law was sick, so he actually didn't even make the trip, very sick, but I think he'll be okay. And, Booker didn't play. Book's kind of the leader of the offensive line. He certainly helped 74 play better because he plays beside him, makes them all the calls, and I think 74 has a lot more confidence when he's in there, so hopefully we'll get him back next week as well.
What was Tyler's injury?
I'm sorry?
What was Tyler's injury, Booker? Tyler's injury. Tyler Booker's injury.
He had some back spasms.
And as far as the quarterbacks, what went into playing Tyler and Ty, but not playing the others?
Well, I think that's an internal team thing. I think that everybody has the opportunity to respond in the right way when, things don't go exactly like you want them to. And, we play the guys that practice the best all week long.
How would you evaluate the offensive line's performance overall today?
Well, how many sacks did they have? Based on that, I wouldn't evaluate it very, very well. Some of them were mental errors. We knew they were going to pressure a lot. They got a really good pressure package. We messed up the protections several times. We got beat a couple times. So we need to get that fixed because that's been an area that has been a consistent problem for us all year. Last week with the sacks, this week with the sacks. And, those are drive killers. And we got to eliminate that.
Guys, raise your hand for me and speak up, please. Austin?
Yeah, Coach, how did you feel that Ty Simpson played, given it was his real first action with the first team?
Thought he did okay. He made a couple really good throws, and we missed a couple big play throws that we've been making some of those, but I thought he played well. He managed the game well. We ran the ball quite a bit when he was in there. I don't think the sacks were necessarily his fault, so we'll evaluate it when we watch the film.
Coach, over here on your right. Go ahead, Chase.
When South Florida jumped off sides to give y'all a key first down in the last few minutes, were you trying to draw them off, or were you really going to run a play there on that fourth down instead of kicking?
What do you think?
You were just trying to draw them.
Yeah, we were going to kick a field goal. You had to get up 2 scores in a game. So
On your right here, Coach.
Coach, you mentioned that you were very impressed with your team competing today, and also with the big interception there at the end. Overall, what are you most proud of your team today?
The way they competed in the game. They didn't play great, had a lot of adversity to overcome, and kept answering the bell when we needed to do it. Special teams, changed field position quite a bit. James, with his punting, was outstanding. We had a couple others that we could have got down if the Gunners would have done a good job. But, when you lose players like K-Law and Terry Arnold was usually the Gunners, well, I don't like for starters to play on more than 2 special teams. So he wasn't a gunner, K-Law wasn't a gunner, and those guys are really good at down on the ball, catching the ball. So we got 2 new gunners in there. So, but that's the cumulative effect sometime when you start to lose players. The next guy's got to be able to step up. But we didn't execute great, so I don't feel great about that. But the way we competed in the game was, I think, outstanding.
Up front here with Katie.
How big was the defense on fourth down tonight?
If you go for it on fourth down, they went for it 6 times, only converted 2. That's like 4 turnovers. So we got 2 turnovers. We got another turnover where we had a penalty. So I think it was huge, especially field position.
In the back with Austin.
After not getting to the quarterback much last week, it looks like Dallas Turner and a couple of those guys were playing a lot better tonight. How did you think they played?
Well, I think we had a lot better pressure in the game. We thought they would go fast, which sometimes they did, but sometimes they didn't, and maybe we could have subbed on third down. But our whole plan, thinking that they would go fast, was to play with the guys that we had in the game. So we actually played 41 and 15 sort of at the defensive ends, and 2 athletic guys inside. So that's how we thought we had to play on third down. That's how we played the whole game. And the guys did a pretty good job on third down, too. I think they were 5 for 17 or something, which is, a pretty good job of getting off the field.
2 more, Nick, and then TV in the back.
It looks like Jalen was pretty vocal in the support of the guys, especially after that first touchdown. What does that say about him as a leader, still being around the team?
Yeah, he did a great job. He really has been supportive of his teammates, and I was happy to see that. And hopefully we'll all learn lessons from the experiences that we have and move forward in a positive way.
Finish up in the back.
Coach, did USF do anything defensively that they had to put on film the first 2 weeks that kind of gave you guys a little bit of trouble on offense?
They have probably as exotic a pressure package as anybody we play against. And they do a really good job of executing it. And I don't think they did anything different. It's just that there's so many multiples that you got to change protections and slide protections different ways and recognize how to do that. And I thought we did a good job in practice of handling it, but we didn't do a good job today in the game a couple times handling it.